Hello everyone, welcome back to Changfied YouTube channel, your trusted source for latest updates across South Sudan and beyond. In this report, we'll talk about a young man has been killed near an IDP camp in Bor, and we'll talk about a senior opposition leader traveled to the United States as the peace deal faces serious danger. And finally, we'll talk about lawyers are now demanding the release of former Vice President Dr. Benjamin Bolmel after a month in detention. Before we proceed with this update, I would like you to help the channel by subscribing and turn on the notification bell so whenever we upload a new video, you can be notified. Let's begin our report. Young man killed near Bor IDP camp. We began in Bor town, the capital of Jonglei State, where a tragic incident has shocked residents living near a camp for internally displaced people. Local authorities said an 18-year-old man lost his life after being attacked by army men on Saturday night. The victim has been identified as Gatid Road Guy from Nuer community, a young man who had recently returned home after studying abroad. According to community leader inside the camp, the incident happened around 8 p.m. on Saturday evening. Two young men left the camp area and walked into nearby bushes. They were simply looking for a place to relieve themselves because the camp does not have enough latrine for residents. Unfortunately, while they were outside the camp area, they were suddenly attacked. The attacker reportedly opened fire. Gatid Road Guy was shot and died instantly. The second young man who was with him managed to escape without injuries. Let's look at the reaction from camp leader. The chairman of the IDP camp in Bor community strongly condemned the killing. He described the attack as cruel and heartbreaking. He explained that Gatid had only recently returned from Uganda, where he had been pursuing his education. The chairman said the young man had come home to visit his family and spend time with the loved one. And instead, his life ended in a tragic and violent way. Community members believe the attacker may have come from nearby areas. However, officials say the exact reason behind the attack is still unknown. Let's look at the government response. Government of Jonglei State. Jonglei State authorities confirmed the incident shortly after it occurred. The state minister responsible for local government say police forces were quickly deployed to the area. The goal of these police was to restore calm and prevent more violence. Officials say security around the IDP camp has now been placed under closer government control. However, authorities also admitted there is a serious shortage of police officers in the region. Many security personnel have been sent to other areas where fighting is currently taking place. Because of this, some communities are starting to take security matters into their own hands. According to them, investigation is underway. Authorities say the investigation have started. Officials are trying to understand the motive behind the killing. They want to know whether this was a personal dispute, a targeted attack, or possibly a revenge killing. But the community are saying, those who are in the IDP camp, they are saying this is a simple, just they are targeting the Nuer individual, the Nuer who live inside the IDP camp, because these are the community of the Nuer that live in the Bor camp, in the IDP. According to the report, based on the community living there, they say that this was done knowing that this person is from Nuer. For now, the community is mourning the loss of a young man whose life ended too soon. Residents are also calling for stronger protection around IDP camp, where thousands of Nuer vulnerable people continue to live. In IDP camp in Bor town, only Nuer are inside the camp, and the government is saying that they will protect them. As communities struggle with insecurity on the ground, political tension are also rising at the national level. In our next report or next story, we'll talk about a senior opposition leader that has traveled to the United States at a time when South Sudan's fragile peace agreement is facing serious pressure. Let's look at our second top story. As PLM-IO leader visit Washington. According to the information, a senior leader from South Sudan, main opposition movement, SPLM-IO, has arrived in the United States for an important diplomatic visit. The leader is Oyet Nathaniel, is currently serving as the acting chairman of the SPLM-IO opposition party. His visit comes at a very critical moment for South Sudan. Many observers believe the country's 2018 peace agreement now is in serious danger. A senior official from the opposition party confirmed that Nathaniel arrived in Washington, D.C. on Friday. According to them, the visit was reportedly arranged after he received an invitation from members of the U.S. Congress. During his stay in America, he is expected to hold meetings with U.S. lawmakers, officials from the American government, United Nations representative, and policy experts and think tanks. He will also meet members of the South Sudanese diaspora living in the United States. According to party officials, Nathaniel wants to raise several important issues. First, he planned to talk about the slow and incomplete implementation of the 2018 peace agreement. This peace deal was signed to end year of civil war in South Sudan. But many parts of the agreement remain unfinished. Second, he wants to discuss the humanitarian situation in the country. Millions of people across South Sudan still depend on humanitarian aid for survival. Displacement, anger, and insecurity continue to affect many communities in South Sudan. Third, he planned to speak about the situation of Dr. Riek Machar, the leader of the opposition movement. Dr. Riek Machar has reportedly been under house arrest since March 2025. His detention has raised serious political questions and concern among opposition supporters. Another key topic Nathaniel planned to raise is the need for inclusive political dialogue in South Sudan. Regional and international organizations have been encouraging South Sudan leaders to sit down together and find peaceful solutions. These organizations include the African Union, Regional Peace Monitoring Group, and international partners involved in the peace process. Many observers believe that dialogue is necessary to prevent the country from sliding back into full-scale conflict. Nathaniel's visit also comes at a time when fighting has intensified inside South Sudan. Clashes between government forces and opposition fighters have increased in part of Jonglei State. The fighting has been especially severe in several counties in the northern part of the state, and these counties belong to nuer community. This include Uror, Nirol, Akobo, and more. Reports suggest that around 280,000 civilians have been displaced by the violence in these areas. Many families have been forced to leave their home and seek safety elsewhere. In a controversial move, government force recently instructed United Nations peacekeeper and humanitarian worker to leave the town of Akobo. They were given 72 hours to evacuate. A military spokesperson said the decision was necessary for a new military operation called Operation Enduring Peace. However, opposition leaders strongly disagree with this decision. They say the operation violates the ceasefire agreement that was supposed to stop fighting between both sides. The peace agreement signed in 2018 was meant to end one of the most brutal conflicts in South Sudan history. The agreement promised power sharing between political rivals, integration of army force, national election, and political reform. But many of these promises have not yet been fulfilled. Political tension remains high. Trust between rival leaders is still very fragile. Some international observers now warn that the peace agreement or the peace process could collapse if urgent steps are not taken. For many analysts, Nathaniel's visit to Washington represents an important diplomatic effort. He is trying to convince international partners to apply pressure on South Sudan leader to keep the peace process alive. Whether this discussion will bring meaningful change remains to be seen. But many citizens inside South Sudan hope the country will avoid another devastating conflict. While political leaders debate the future of peace, another issue is creating serious discussion in the capital, Juba. Lawyers are now challenging the continued detention of former Vice President Dr. Benjamin Bolmer. Our next report is about lawyer demand release of former Vice President. Before we move on, please, I would like you to help the channel by subscribing and turn on the notification bell so whenever we upload a new video, you can be notified. According to the report, a lawyer representing former Vice President Benjamin Bolmer are now demanding his immediate release. They say he has been detained for months without formal charges. According to the legal team, the situation violates the country's constitution and legal system. The lawyer recently submitted a formal petition to the Minister of Justice. In this petition, they asked authorities to do one of two things: either bring Bolmer before a court and present charges, or release him immediately. The legal team say holding someone without charges for such a long time is unlawful. According to the lawyer, Bolmer was arrested on the night of November 12, 2025. Security forces reportedly placed him under house arrest. Since that time, he has remained in detention for about 4 months. During this period, his lawyer claimed he has not been allowed to communicate freely with his family, his legal team, and medical professionals. Bolmer's arrest shocked many political observers. Only months earlier, he had been considered one of the most influential figures in South Sudan leadership. In February 2025, President Salva Kiir Mayardit appointed him as vice president. Later, in May 2025, he was also appointed as the first deputy chairman of the ruling SPLM party. This position gave him significant political influence. However, everything changed suddenly. On the same night of his arrest, Bolmer lost all of his position. He was removed as a vice president. He was removed from party leadership. He was also stripped off of his military rank, and also he was expelled from military service. His rank was reportedly reduced from general to private. Many analysts believe the arrest may be connected to political competition within the ruling party. South Sudan is expected to hold national election in the near future. Some observers think internal power struggles are already taking place as political leaders position themselves for the future. President Salva Kiir is now 74 years old. A discussion about future leadership become increasingly sensitive. Although the government has not publicly explained the reason for Bolmer's detention, speculation continues. Bolmer's lawyers say they are worried about his health. They claim he has not received proper medical care during the detention. They warned that his condition could worsen if he continued to remain without treatment. Because of this, they are urging authorities to allow doctors to examine him. So far, government officials have not publicly responded to the petition filed by his lawyer. Human rights organizations are closely watching the situation. They say due process and fair legal procedure must be respected in every cases. If you are new to Changfied YouTube channel, I would like you to help the channel by subscribing and turn on the notification bell so whenever we upload a new video, you can be notified. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye.